Big top celebrities in the US are from Ghana. So we are going to check in out videos of Americans realizing or knowing that their DNA is traced to Ghana and their reaction. So if you just see me for the first time, please do well by liking this video, subscribe and share. Let's check out these videos together.
I wanted to be a Ghanaian Stevie Wonder.
1972, I've talked about coming to Ghana to work with the Tootsie Fly and sleeping blindness. I talked about it when I had my project out, Talking Book and Visions. I've talked about Ghana throughout my years, and for now, over 50 years, I've talked about being a citizen in this country. The truth is, I'm committed to...
What is something I wouldn't believe about you?
I grew up in Ghana. My parents worked for the Salvation Army. Followed them around in my youth and found out my real name is Kofi. And I haven't stopped eating jollof and doing Afrobeats dancing ever since. I loved it. I loved the people. There's a real healthy sense of masculinity, actually, I learned there. Of just being quite happy and being open. And I'm not afraid to hold a man's hand or that kind of stuff. Coming back here, I think a lot of people are struggling to find a foothold in understanding other cultures. I felt very lucky that I was just there. I had it.
What do you feel like is the biggest life lesson you gained from your upbringing in Ghana?
As long as you love yourself and you've got love for the world, you've always got love in your life. That's something I feel like I learned from there by the way I was greeted. And when I go back, I'm Kofi, I'm brethren.
Did you know Michael Jackson is half Ghanaian? In fact, he's an Ashanti. Relax, let me explain. In 1992, Michael Jackson paid a visit to a village in Ivory Coast called Krenjabo because apparently he had done a DNA test that revealed to him that his ancestors came from Ivory Coast. So he went there to confirm, and upon arrival, the traditional chiefs, which is the Enyin chiefs, they decided to confirm traditionally.
You get it?
Lo and behold, they got a mystic message that confirmed that Michael Jackson indeed is a son of the royal Sanwe clan of the Enyin people. They decided to acknowledge him by making him the prince of the Sanwe clan. They gave him the name Mikel Amalaman Ano. If you look at the way they dressed him and the kind of cloth they put on him, which is the kente, nobody should tell you where the tribe is coming from. Now these are the Enyin people. They came from the Ashanti kingdom in the 18th century to settle in Ivory Coast. They speak the Enyin language. The Enyin language is just like the Nzema language. When they speak it, you hear some few words in it. They also call God Nyame. When Michael Jackson passed away, they requested for his body to give him a proper burial, but then his family refused. So they themselves organized a 2-day burial for Michael Jackson, and then they had look-alikes.
Every black person living should go to Ghana and see them slave castles so you can see what they did to us. You got to see what they did to us. You got to see how they built these dungeons underground and they put these churches on top and they dug holes in the ground to pump the music of what they call their Christianity into the holes. While, man, they did, let me explain something to y'all. They walk them as far as they can first to make them lose weight. They put them in a room, then they cut a door, and after you've been in this room in 2 weeks, they walk you through this door. If you lose the right amount of weight, you fit through the door. If you don't fit through the door, you got to stay in this room right here. Then you in this room for another week, they make you lose some more weight. Then you fit through another door. If you can't fit through the door, you ain't lost enough weight. You got to go through 4 doors like that before you go through the door of no return.
Bro, when I went to Ghana, that was the first time I felt like just a black man.
Yeah.
I'm not a black man who's a threat. I'm not a black man that is ghetto because he's wearing a do-rag.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a black man that's uneducated.
Yep.
I'm not a black man that's trying to rob you.
Yep.
I'm just a black man.
Yeah.
That was the first time in my life that I literally walked outside in society and I felt no pressure to try and conform to what I think people's perceptions of me are. Right. And I think we carry that weight so often that we don't realize how heavy it is until we don't have to carry it anymore, bro. Man.
Ghana, your uncle. Oh my goodness. You know Shifu. That's good. Let me make a video. Shifu. I know Shifu. You know Shifu? I know Shifu. That's my uncle. That's your uncle. It was nice to meet you, Steve. Nice to meet you. He was the king.
Ghana welcomes over 1.2 million people annually.
I was in Ghana.
The question is why? Number one, our cultural heritage, our safety, political stability, peace and security, police checkpoints everywhere.
On the news or nothing that somebody got pulled over by the police and got shot.
Tourists, the diaspora, the investors all feel secured. 10% out of these 1.2 million people are slowly and quietly becoming investors. All of this confidence signifies one thing: investors don't invest in noise, they invest in signals, and our signals is showing stability, and where there is stability, stability drives capital. Ghana is a developing country. There are different sectors of our economy that is experiencing growth, from the oil and gas, major real estate boom, agriculture, to exports, to imports, hospitality, tourism, restaurants, everything. You find Lebanese, you find Chinese, you find Indians, and you find the African diaspora. The investors come here with the same capital, same energy, same time. They are done with their investment. The trajectory of each of them varies. One will experience a slow linear growth, whilst the other will have an exponential growth. The question is never about the money, the land, or the capital, or the energy, or the effort, or the environment. It has got to do with the consultants, the framework, the model they operate. See, when you're an investor, what you need to understand is capital velocity. How you deploy your capital, how fast it gets to you, and how you redeploy it. That's the way the sharks move. But if you want to move like the whales, comment masterclass investment or negotiation.
If I was to describe Ghanaian people in 3 words, that would be polite, it would be friendly, and including. I mean, the moment you land in the airport, you're going to hear, yes, please, no, please, kindly do this, kindly do that. That's Ghana for you. They speak to the neighbors with respect and a different manner, and I really love that about them. When it comes to the friendliness, I think it's a community vibe. Like, literally, if your car stops, you will get to help, like, no worries. If you something happens to you, people will step up, you know, which brings me to the including part. I feel like Ghanaians, they show up with themselves. They're like, hey, here I am, but how, look at you, you know. They acknowledge each other in a different way, I feel, and it can bring me to tears, because just thinking about, I feel like Ghanaian people are very kind. Their heart is, you know, I've been to Nepal, I've been to Bali. These are people and places where they're deep into the meditation, you know, and breath work, and you can see it in their culture. In the same way, in a way, maybe it's the prayers, I don't know, with the church in every corner, or the culture being very close to nature. I don't know, but Ghanaians also are very peaceful, kind-hearted. They have a gratitude for the smallest things. Really, like when we landed on the flight, you know, they give the applause to the pilot for bringing us safely. The people in front of me in the line as we exited the flight were thanking the flight attendants for great service. You know, it's just like they find joy in the smallest moments. And I think, of course, the music culture is a big part of it. There's a reason why we have music therapy, right? And in Ghana, music is really imprinted in their daily lives. Dancing, rhythm, singing, it's such a big part of their daily life. And definitely that would have something to do with them. Plus the non-ultra processed food and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, I just wanted to give a little shout out to my people, and also a short description for those of you who have not been in Ghana yet.
Motherland Ghana for a reason. This is so beautiful, knowing fully well that these guys actually felt beautiful after they found out that their DNA is traced to Ghana. Motherland is a country that have created notable men that are well known in town, and that is why it is called Motherland for a reason. So you guys, this is so beautiful, this is amazing. These are their reaction after finding out that their origin is from Ghana. Let me know what you think on the comment section. If you're just seeing me for the first time, I'm simply Lilian. Do well by liking this video, subscribe and share. Thank you so much. I'll see you on my next one. Bye.